Happy Motivational Monday. If you don't know, my name is Emily McKenzie. I try to hop on here every Monday to share with you something that I am struggling with and how I'm pushing through it, or maybe something that one of my followers is struggling with and how they are getting through it as well. The whole point is to just help us all get motivated, help us get through the week, help us get through the month, year, whatever you need, and know that you are not alone. You are not alone in anything that you are struggling with. There is someone else out there struggling as well, and we're all dreaming big and we're all fighting for our dreams. And the best part is that we can do it together. Okay, so I'm taking this online course, and it's basically the science behind happiness. And this lesson that I got through today really stuck with me and hopefully will stick with me for this whole experience. But it was basically talking about like what we think makes us happy and whether or not that actually makes us happy. And so something that I thought was interesting is they talked about a study, and I'm sure there are tons of studies on this, asking people, what would make you more happy? And in the mid 1900s, it sounds so weird to say that because it feels like, anyway, in the mid-1900s, people were saying that what would make them happy was having the right philosophy for their life. And it was about like 80% thought that, and then the rest thought that having a career that pays you a lot of money would make you happy. But what's interesting is now it's the opposite. Now we all seem to think that having the career, having the stuff, having the money is what makes us happy, and the philosophy is just kind of a small percentage of us. And so I thought, well, okay, that's really interesting. So I looked up philosophy, and philosophy, so that I could explain it to you guys, is basically a way of thinking. A way of thinking about the world, a way of thinking about yourself, society, our culture, whatever. And so it's very, I'm going to say it again, interesting, because 70 years ago, people thought that just how you thought about the world was what made you happy. And they didn't have iPhones, and they didn't have big screen televisions, and they didn't have indoor plumbing, a lot of people. And so it's just crazy to me that in this time, they were aware of the fact that how you looked at the world, how you looked at the people around you, how you looked at yourself and your place in the world was what determined your happiness level. And now we think money determines it. It's also kind of ironic because now the things that we think will make us happy, we don't have access to. A lot of us don't have access to the amount of money that we need or we had maybe a few months ago. A lot of us don't have access to the stuff, whether you can't afford it or just because you can't get it. I don't know about you, but going to the grocery store right now is really scary. Like, something as simple as like a brand that I'm just used to grabbing off the shelf is gone, and I'm having to make substitutions. And I know that sounds like total first world problem or whatever, but it's a thing. It's a thing that's happening, and it's reality, and it's okay to address it. The stores are cuckoo right now, okay? Maybe you're used to a certain kind of toilet paper and you can't get that anymore. We're making adjustments. We don't have the stuff that we think makes us comfortable and happy, and a lot of us don't have jobs, or maybe our jobs are on hold, or maybe our jobs look completely different now. And, let alone promoting through a company and making tons of money. So it's just ironic. It's ironic. It's almost like we are getting an opportunity to reset our minds. Okay? 80 or whatever years ago, they knew that how you look at the world was what made you happy. Of course they wanted money. Everyone wants things and money, but they knew there was more to it than that. And I think this is the opportunity to embrace that idea. Embrace the idea that, okay, right now I'm pinching pennies. So thinking about that isn't making me happy. Thinking about how I can't afford this or can't find that at the store is not going to make us happy. But maybe instead, if we look more inside of ourselves and think about our philosophy on life, our philosophy on the world and what's happening and where we're going and what we're doing, that's what's going to make us happy in this time. A lot of people are not going to go out and buy a Porsche right now. A lot of people are not going to go out and build a $10 million home right now. I mean, normally people won't do that, but you know what I'm saying? It's not like you just are sitting on all this opportunity and you are waiting to be in quarantine to use it. No, that's not how this is working. And so we are being forced almost against our will to look at a new way of being happy. No, you can't go to the mall and spend $1,000 or whatever, $20 on random stuff. So if you can't do that, if you can't spend money, if you can't spend money, if you can't buy things and get things, then you're going to have to find another way to be happy. And how can you do that when you are sitting in your house, when you are working isolated in your bedroom like I am right now? How can you do that? That is done by thinking about how you view the world. How are you viewing this situation? You can't numb your fears in this situation by going out and buying an expensive handbag. You can't, you can't blind yourself to the situation that is happening by buying things and wanting things and convincing yourself that more is what's going to give you happiness, because you don't have a choice. If you are following guidelines, you are not leaving your home more than absolutely necessary. So I'm going to rephrase that because I feel like this is important. But if you care about your health, and you care about the health of your loved ones and literally everyone in your community, and if you care about reopening as soon as possible, you are staying home as much as you can. So, in staying home, sometimes by yourself, you are in here, okay? You are not in a store. You are not in a mall. You are not getting promotions at work, most of us that I'm aware of. So that more will make me happy mentality is invalid right now. Because if you think about it, if that's all you're thinking about, how are you going to feel? Unhappy. Well, I can't get any money because blah, 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 blah. And I can't buy this and that because blah, 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 blah. That's going to stress you out. That is not going to bring you joy. That is not going to bring you happiness. And that is not going to bring you through this situation better than how you started out. Okay, and that's what we need to be doing. That's what I've been focusing on the last few weeks for my Motivational Mondays, is how do we get out of this better? How do we get out of it stronger, healthier, happier, more aware of what's going on around us, more aware of the people around us and how they're feeling and how they're doing? How do we come out better? Just better. And part of that is reverting back to the mid-1900s and their thought patterns. They thought, statistically, more people thought, I will be happier if I fix my mindset. How is it that this many years have gone by and we have motivating podcasts, we have motivating songs, we have motivating movies, we have motivational courses in college, we have motivational books, we have motivational everything. How is it that we have all of this and we haven't figured it out? We have reverted to something that makes no sense and we have very little control over. How is it possible? So I'm challenging you this week to revert back to another, I'm not going to say like better days, because that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying people were more aware, because honestly, they probably didn't have as much of an option as we do now. Everywhere you look, there's the newest this and the biggest that and the shiniest this and the funnest. Oh, Lord Jesus. I need a nap, but you know what I'm saying. So we need to think more realistically in this moment. We need to work from where we are, right? I don't know the saying. It's like bloom from where you're planted or whatever. Someone probably knows that way better than me. But work from where you are, with what you're given. So right now, we're probably stuck in our houses, most of us. And right now, we can't get a lot of the items and the things and the newest and the biggest and the shiniest, whatever. So we need to understand that way of thinking is not going to work anymore. And nature has given us this amazing reset button against our will to give us a new perspective. So I want you to think about your philosophy, the way you think about the world. Think about how you are viewing coronavirus. Or maybe if you're watching this 6 months from now, think about how you view your current situation. How are you viewing your financial situation? How are you viewing your house, your family, your relationships, your spirituality? How are you viewing your community? How are you viewing your government? How are you viewing the environment? How are you viewing the world? How are you viewing everything that comes in your life? What is your philosophy? Is it money, 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 money? Because if so, that is incorrect. That is obviously not going to bring you joy. It is not going to make you a better, happier person. It is statistically proven that it will not. So I'm telling you right now, the key to your happiness is your mindset. The key to your happiness is your philosophy on life. And this is statistically proven. This is not something I made up. This is something that has been proven time and time again through lots and lots and lots of research, actual research by professionals, okay? Funded, applied for, and studied research. So, one more time for the people in the back. Money and stuff is what we convince ourselves we need. Or even things like, I need to be skinnier. I need to be married. I need a new car. I need a new set of furniture. I need, if I just had $100 in the bank, I'd be happy. If I just had a new pair of shoes, I would be happy. Oh my gosh, if I could have those earrings, I would be happy. But that is incorrect. It is incorrect. And nature is showing us, like, listen, chill out. Guess what? You don't get the money right now. Guess what? You don't get the stuff right now. I'm going to close your stores. I'm going to lock you in your house. I'm going to make you lose your job, or whatever is happening to you right now. It's happening whether we want it to or not. So we need to focus on what's actually going to give you happiness. And it is up here. What are you focusing on? What are you allowing to come in? Are you filtering the information that you're taking in right now? When you're scrolling through social media, are you getting jealous? Are you feeling hateful? Are you judging other people? Or are you making sure that everything that comes into your mind is positive, is how you want to view the world? And I'm not saying don't be informed. Please don't misunderstand me. Be informed about what is going on, but be careful of how you frame it. If you are counting the death toll like a score in a football game, that is not the right philosophy, and that is not a philosophy that will bring you joy. If you are thinking of all the people who are surviving, all the people who are healing, if you are praying for them, if you are sending healing, loving, kind thoughts to those people and their families, if you are doing everything you can to keep people safe, that helpful, loving, kind, sympathetic philosophy is going to bring you joy. The thought of I need more is just a thing of the past right now because we don't have access to it. So let's work on it. Remember, your challenge this week, I'm going to wrap this up, I'm so sorry. Your challenge this week is to think, when I go on social media, what is my immediate reaction? When I turn on the news, what is my immediate reaction? When I spend time with my significant other at home trying to find something to do, what is my immediate reaction? When I open a book, when I look at my bank account, when I go for a walk, when I look at myself in the mirror, when I think about the world and everything that's happening right now, what is my immediate reaction? And if you can put yourself in a positive space, that is the key to happiness. How simple. And it's completely free. It's completely free to feel happy. It's just like working a muscle, like I've said before. We don't have access to the stuff, and we don't have access to the money, but you always have control over what is going on in here. And you have control of how what's going on in here comes out through your actions and your words. Thank you so much for giving me a part of your Monday. As I say that, I'm hoping it's actually Monday. Because who knows at this point, right? It's basically just Corona Day at this point. There's no days of the week anymore. But thank you so much. If you know someone who needs some motivation, please tag them in the comments. If you need some more motivation, scroll through my YouTube and find all my Motivational Monday videos. I post them right away after I do this live video. If there's something you're going through, let me know. I would be so happy to talk you through that situation. I am not a psychiatrist, but I know a little bit about what I'm talking about, and I am just honestly here to support you guys. I believe you can have and be and do anything in the whole world that you want. But again, it starts up here, and it kind of ends with us working as a team, as a community. You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to feel alone. There are people out here who are cheering for you, okay? I will see you guys next week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are amazing. Have a great week.